Hello! Today I'm going to be celebrating 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by reading some of your comments and asking some questions that I have burning desires to answer. Let's get into that. For starters, for all the people who just comment thank you in varying degrees of thank you, or funny and I enjoyed this, thank you. I enjoy it. I'm glad that you enjoy my content. I answered the specific question for this particular person, but I'm reading this now and I figure I should just answer it more generally speaking. Where do you get information about X? Large portion of the time, if I'm talking about elementals, I am talking about information that I got out of usually Israel Regardie's Golden Dawn, experience working with them through Liam Thomas Christopher's self-initiation, and the book is called Kabbalah, Magick, and the Great Work of Self-Transformation. That I worked out of a lot. You learn a lot about the elementals because you're invoking them daily for like 3 years. It's a big, big ritual. Abramelin is so much shorter. A large portion of stuff comes from Agrippa. Orphic hymns are Orphic hymns. Sigil stuff, I got it from, I learned how to do sigils from a Grant Morrison disinformation video from, 2012, fucking 9 years ago at this point. I've been interested in occultism for a long time. So, that's where I got started with chaos magic, then I became ceremonial, and now I'm just ceremonial. I just fucking do ceremonial shit. So, usually evocation, I recommend you look into Trithemius' Drawing Spirits into Crystals. Elemental stuff, I recommend you read Israel Regardie's Golden Dawn. Dion Fortune, Mystical Kabbalah for work on, books in the Liam Thomas Christopher book, because he gives you an entire reading list. I highly recommend most of those. Skip the Egyptian stuff. The Egyptian stuff is the worst part of the Golden Dawn stuff. That's the one thing Thelema improved upon. Skip the Golden Dawn's weird Egypt crap. It's not good. Moving on. Answered this question as well. Will you ever reveal your face and show a physical demonstration? No, I will not reveal my face and show a physical demonstration, but I will show a demonstration at some point. I'm working on it. I contacted some people about doing a thing that will allow me to demonstrate at least the LBRP and the middle pillar, which those are pretty basic rituals, so I'm going to be doing that at some point. I just need the time to record it, and I was going to record it at some point, but I got hit and struck by Merc retrograde, which was fun. I hate it. Will you do a follow-up video where you talk about the experiences of going through the Abramelin, the materials, and what it was like? No. No, I will not. In fact, in that video, you will notice I never actually say that I finished the Abramelin, even though I did. This is obviously in response to my thoughts on the Abramelin video. I never actually say that I finished the Abramelin in that video. I did finish it, but the reason people know that I finished it was because I was on a podcast about finishing it, and my thoughts and opinions on it. I pretty much... TLDR, I didn't really have a setup. I already had an altar, but at the same time, I had an altar. I did it in my room, right? And as for materials, almond wood is an absolute pain in the ass to get. I recommend you source that before you even try starting it. And as for experiences, it is an increasing escalation in self-discipline and loneliness. That's all I'm gonna say until the final week. And the final week is weird, and that's where things are getting weird. But I'm kind of done talking about the Abramelin. I'm not gonna talk about it much. If Patreon people, if I get a bunch of Patreon people, and the Patreon people ask me and beg, Dave, please cover the Abramelin, I will do a video, a Patreon exclusive video for the Abramelin. But as for YouTube content, I'm done talking about the Abramelin for a while. I'd rather move on. Maybe that's just the Aries in me, but I like to do new things. Which is why I keep beating the evocation dead horse. Don't evoke a spirit if it's not friendly to you. This is well-meaning, terrible advice. But I want to dissect this, because this is a good comment. This is a good comment. I like this comment. But it's a bad advice. Here's why. You don't always know if a spirit is friendly to you. Sometimes a spirit will not be friendly to you, and you will think it is. Sometimes a spirit will be friendly to you when you think it's going to be hostile. I have had both situations occur. I have had one situation where I was calling up a spirit. I thought it was going to be negative. I thought it was going to be a problem. Completely passive, completely helpful spirit. No problems whatsoever. Then I had another problem. Well, this wasn't really a problem at the time, but it became a problem, where I called up a spirit. I had this evocation planned. I had everything set up. I thought it was going to be nice and easy to do. And then I get through it, and the spirit basically tells me to go fuck myself, right? You don't always know a spirit is going to be hostile to you until you evoke it. So you need to know what to do when it's hostile and when it's friendly, which is why you shouldn't be calling any spirit until you know how to handle situations for when spirits are being a problem and when spirits are being nice. But yeah, no, I like this advice. This is good advice this is well-meaning advice that is bad. But it comes from a good place. I like that. That's good. Can you go into the spiritual hierarchy? At some point. At some point I will. But until then, no. That's an entire video. The spiritual hierarchy is an absolute mess to try to figure out. Spiritual hierarchy is an absolute right mess trying to figure out, and I'm trying to figure out how to put it into a nice, concise video. I might do, like, multiples. It'll probably have its own mini-series, I guess, but, you know, I gotta put that together. So, at some point, yes. Now, no. This is less of a question and more of a thing that happened in the tarot comment section, the video on the tarot I did. Fuck reversals. I fucking hate reversals. Reversals are terrible. If you want more nuanced meanings of your cards, don't reverse them. Draw 2 for 1 spot, right? So, I find reversals to be absolutely nightmarish to interpret, but I think that interpreting 2 cards at once and, like, combining the meanings in your head is a lot more simple. And let's think about this for a second, right? If you have 2 cards instead of 1, so you're reading 2 cards instead of 1, and you're pairing the 2 cards up, that's more meanings, and they're more defined and more constructive meanings than just, oh, I have 2 cards, and one of them is upside down, right? Like, if you have the sun reversed and the sun upright, what is the difference, right? People know what the sun means, or at least you should be learning that, if you're learning tarot. People should know what the sun means, right? And if you have the sun card, what does the sun reversed mean? It could mean 30 different things to 30 different people, because the meaning is less defined. Now, if I have the sun, and I pair that card up with 4 of cups, or 4 of wands, let's go 4 of wands, that is overwhelming success, right? That's great success. If I get sun plus 10 of cups, great, that is amazing outcome. This isn't even taking into account the fact that, like, decks like the Thoth deck can't even be reversed, because the design on the back isn't reversible. The Rider-Waite deck is reversible. That's why a lot of people like reversals. And this all comes back from Eliphas Levi about, like, reversed symbols being the opposite or some nonsense. That's bullshit. Like, the tarot card means what the tarot card means, right? Now, if you read reversals, I'm not fucking begging on you. I don't care. Do what you do. But I fucking hate reversals, and I know a lot of people fucking hate reversals, because there's not really a good way to learn what they mean, and it's easier for me to pull 2 cards instead of reversing. I mean, I'm gonna pull cards anyways, I might as well pull an extra for each place. So what if the 3-card reading turns into a 6-card reading? I don't care, it's the same reading, it's just more nuanced, right? That's how That's a thing that happened in the comment section of the tarot video. I just wanted to let y'all know you can pair cards. Fuck reversals. Fuck them. If you're watching this on Patreon Early Access, monthly virtual guide will be out tomorrow. It is an evocation guide. It will have a video attached. The video where I go into personal details about my experiences with the Archangel Michael will be on Thursday. If you are watching this on YouTube, that content is already out, and you can go to my Patreon to find it, assuming you want to buy my Patreon for why you would call up the Archangel Michael. I promise that video will be significantly more detailed than this one. So, I hope you had a good day. Hope you have a good week. Take it easy. No stress. Good vibes. Have a good one.